sun's rising slow, paint skies with gold. Coffee in hand, the stories unfold. This ain't just a show, it's where hearts align. A place to unwind, where peace we find. Cannabis drifts on the morning breeze, bringing calm to the mind, setting souls at ease. Together we gather, no need to pretend. The Cove's where the day and good vibes begin. Come on in, let the love unfold.
Come on in, let it unfold.
In the warmth of community, hearts turn gold.
Hearts turn gold.
The Cove is more than a show on display.
More than a show.
It's a place to belong, where we start the day.
We start the day.
So rise with the sun, let the blessings flow.
Let it flow.
With coffee and peace, we let the spirit grow. Some come to laugh, some come to share. Every story told shows someone's care. We lift each other, hand in hand. Through life's storms, together we stand. The circle's wide, there's room for all. No judgment here, just love's gentle call. Every morning's a chance to reset, renew, to breathe, to heal, and see life through. Come on in, let the love unfold.
Come on in, let it unfold.
In the warmth of community, hearts turn gold.
Hearts turn gold.
The Cove is more than a show on display.
More than a show.
It's a place to belong, where we start the day.
We start the day.
So rise with the sun, let the blessings flow.
Let it flow.
With coffee and peace, we let the spirit grow. It's where hearts connect.
Hearts connect.
Where hope is planted and love takes effect.
Love takes effect.
A sacred space where kindness flows.
Kindness flows.
And every soul finds a place to grow.
Let's grow.
Come on in, let the love unfold.
Come on in, let it unfold.
In the warmth of community, hearts turn gold.
Hearts turn gold.
The Cove is more than a show on display.
More than a show.
It's a place to belong, where we start the day.
We start the day.
So rise with the sun, let the blessings flow.
Let it flow.
With coffee and peace, we let the spirit grow. The sun breaks in through the window pane. Steam from the coffee, a slow burning flame. Feet on the floor, another day starts. Rolling ahead with a light in my heart. Clouds might gather, the road might bend, but I keep moving, no need to pretend. Past is behind, the fire still glows. Where the wind takes me, nobody knows. Just keep it rolling, don't lose the flame. Keep it burning, let it stay the same. Ride with the wind, don't fight the rain. Storms will pass, the sun remains. Every step's a story, every breath a song. Sing it loud, keep moving on. Keep moving forward, just roll along, roll along, roll along. Lessons learned like stones in a stream. Some sink away, some shine in between. The weight gets heavy, the nights feel cold, but I found my way and stories retold. No need to rush, no need to chase. Every small step still holds its place. The rhythm of life, like the waves on the shore. I take what it gives, I don't ask for more. Just keep it rolling, don't lose the flame. Keep it burning, let it stay the same. Ride with the wind, don't fight the rain. Storms will pass, the sun remains. Every turn, every mile, a piece of the ride. Some days I drift, some days I glide. Through every moment, through every flame. The world keeps spinning, I do the same. The fire still flickers, the ember still glows. Wherever I land, the rhythm still flows. With every sunrise, with every sigh, I take what I need and I let it fly.
It's a brand new day. Cove TV's here to brighten your way. Coffee brews, the rhythm feels right. Spark your morning, let's take flight. Feel the buzz, let the energy ignite. We're your crew, bringing morning delight. So grab your cup and let it flow. Cove TV morning, let's start the show. Coming up next is the show you know. Cove TV morning where good vibes grow. Hit that like, don't forget to share. Wake the world, let's go anywhere. First light to the mellow groove, we're here together, finding our move. Conversations flow, hearts align. Cove TV morning where moments shine. Whether you're near or miles away, we're the start of a beautiful day. Roll it up, sip it slow. Cove TV morning, let's start the show. Your head, let the good vibes rain. Cove TV's magic, ease in the strain. Every laugh, every note we play reminds us all it's a brand new day. Coming up next is the show you know. Cove TV morning where good vibes grow. Hit that like, don't forget to share. Wake the world, let's go anywhere. vibes reign. Cove TV's magic, ease in the strain. Every laugh, every note we play reminds us all it's a brand new day. Cove TV morning, your start, your glow. With coffee, connection, and stories to show. Thanks for joining, we're glad to know. Cove TV morning, let's start the show.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button!
Good, totally terrific, twisted titty, tie-dye, turpy, taco, token tunes Tuesday, everybody. Good morning, Cornbread. How are you?
Good morning. What Beanz said?
I hope everybody's off to a dope-ass Tuesday morning. Cheers, cheers, everybody. Good morning, Crystal. How are you? Hope you are having a wonderful morning.
Good morning, Boxman. I hope you are having a great morning.
Good morning, Vicki. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful morning.
Good morning, Bree. I hope you are having a good morning.
Good morning, Ma. I'm glad you had a good day yesterday. Missed you. Hope you're having a wonderful morning.
Good morning, Kay. I hope you are having a great morning.
Good morning, Ash. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful morning.
Good morning, Heather. I hope you are having a great morning.
Good morning, CJ. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful morning. Missed you yesterday.
Good morning, Dee. I hope you are having a great morning.
Good morning, Brother Bill. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful morning. Just want to make sure we didn't miss anybody. If you have not got your Getting Stoned word in, please do. We got Crystal with Getting, Boxman with Stoned, Vicki with Again, Bree with, Ma with My, Kay only, and Ash friends. That's Wake and Bake, everybody.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The morning's here, the horizon glows. With every comment, a connection grows. Coffee steam rises, a comforting sight. Your smiles, your vibes make the day feel right. The Cove awakens, together we shine. Each of you here is a blessing divine. Cannabis sparks and the laughter flows. In this sunrise moment, the magic shows. Wake up with you, it's it's a beautiful start. The Cove's a place that's close to my heart. Each voice, each laugh, a melody true. Sunrise sessions wouldn't shine without you. Through every dawn, we've built this bond. A family of light stretching far and beyond. Rolling the herb, sharing the brew. Moments like this feel sacred with you. The rhythm of life, gentle and kind, echoes in hearts with peace intertwined. Together we stand as the morning breaks. A sunrise with you is all it takes. Wake up with you, it's a beautiful start. The Cove's a place that's close to my heart. Each voice, each laugh, a melody true. Sunrise sessions wouldn't shine without you. Wake up with you, it's a beautiful start. The Cove's a place that's close to my heart. Each voice, each laugh, a melody true. Sunrise sessions wouldn't shine without you. Every smile you share, every story told, a treasure we hold, more precious than gold. You lift the light, you brighten the way. The Cove feels alive with you every day. Wake up with you, it's a beautiful start. The Cove's a place that's close to my heart. Each voice, each laugh, a melody true. Sunrise sessions wouldn't shine without you.
Love that song. Good morning, Mama Roo. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful morning. Good morning, Mr. Magic. How are you, Bretta? I had a lot of fun talking and interviewing last night. Definitely going to be a part 2 to that. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How is Zilla? Yes, again, and always, congratulations. It's so dope having you on board, Cornbread. Congratulations, Bill. That's dope.
Yes.
That's kind of crazy. I don't even know how I would feel about that, and I don't even know how much debt I'm actually in. It was a lot the last time I looked.
I don't know. That's awesome. Like, I'd feel pretty good.
All right, everybody. It is time for our morning update. I hope everybody's off to a dope-ass Tuesday morning. We got the Day in History coming up after 4:20. We got our Timeline Tuesday segment. We got a morning speaker for this morning. Chilling on the Cove at 5 today. Some more Guardians of Unity. I'm fucking excited. And Token Tunes tonight, 9 p.m. Don't miss out. It is the last week for May. See what tracks we can get snuck in tonight before we switch playlists for June. Yeah, if you missed the interview last night with Magic, definitely go back. It was so much fun. Stories for days, bro. I could sit and have a conversation like that with you for forever. Like, I mean, you could have kept going and going and going.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Should be a pretty good day. It's like it was like misting here earlier, so it's weird because like the ground is like wet, but like there's dry spots all over the place, like under the trees and shit like that. It's weird.
It's super sunny out. Nice.
Hell yeah.
I will definitely work with that.
Happy second day of summer, I believe, everybody.
Right?
Whatever that means. It's 49 degrees out, so I don't know how I feel about that. a high of 63 with rain today. Oh, it was cool. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, Kay. I had a lot of fun. There's a few things that I'd known, and there's a few things that I learned last night about magic, and that I'd not, stories I hadn't heard before.
There's lots of stuff that I learned about magic last night that I can somewhat relate to a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Amazing stories, amazing music. Hard to believe it's summer, for real.
No, it's hard to believe that May's almost over.
That part too.
Like, whew,
for real, it is crazy. It
That's
is fucking crazy.
Flew by too quick. Actually, this year is flying by too quick.
Just wait and start. When we do this in history, and she's counting down the days of the year. Just wait.
I know. It's 59 here.
It's 49 here too, Jeremy. All right, everybody, we are 1 minute out. Make sure you're packing up, loading up, heating up, rolling up, grinding up, warming up, copying up, waking up.
Sorry.
That's all I got.
I got excited for a second. Sorry.
It happens.
What is everybody got planned for Tuesday?
Just gonna hang in. For real, okay, it's wild. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
Cough season's coming up. It's June. The next fucking 6 weeks are gonna be kind of crazy.
There's a lot of birthdays in June.
Yeah, a lot of birthdays in June.
A lot of birthdays in June.
Happy 420, everybody.
Smoke weed every day.
Good morning, Brittany. Hope you're having a wonderful morning. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Man Bear.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
That's why I got excited. I knew he was coming, but he told me to shh.
Yeah, she's the only one that knew.
If you want a good morning from Man Bear, you got to say good morning because I'm going to have to pull comments up for him, which is all good. And you got to read.
What's going on, Kay? How you doing? I know, reading. I know. What's up, CJ? How you doing this morning? Tuesday. What's up, Box Man? Oh my God, Mad Productions. I hope you all caught that interview last night. Freaking amazing. If you didn't, freaking go check it out.
It was so good.
Yeah, you know, it's nice sometimes when we hear and feel the deep stuff. Sometimes we got to feel the real to, you know, move forward, go on, and experience what life really has to offer.
Man Bear.
Sorry.
You're good.
Good morning, Ma. How you doing? I'm gonna wait for like 5 minutes. What's up, Brittany? What's up, Vicki? Sorry, I saw Brittany first. What's up, Vicki? How you doing?
Oh, you're good. No worries.
I'm quicker than you, Beanz. Haha, no buttons.
There we go.
What's up, Brittany? How you doing on this Tuesday?
Yeah, it's gonna be a dope ass Tuesday. I'm excited for Guardians of Unity this afternoon. It's fucking Token Tunes Tuesday.
I'm excited.
I'll be here for Guardians of Unity. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's gonna be a very good one today. I gotta switch studios real quick. So,
hey, you trimmed it up, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit! He took like 5 years off of his already young ass age.
I don't look and feel like such a homeless person.
Yeah. You look more innocent. No, I'm just kidding. Why does everyone go to that point, homeless person? You grow a beard, all of a sudden you're homeless. Like, I want to go and see a really nice, trimmed up homeless guy and take a picture and be like, "You're homeless, right? I gotta go show all my friends. This guy's a homeless guy, no beard." What's going on, Justin? How you doing, man?
So I do want to play. We jumped over to Magic Studio. I do want to play a song, the latest Magic Beanz song featuring Young Valley. I kind of went in a good handful of the Ren songs have really been hitting me hard lately, and so I kind of went in that direction. Ren is super dope. He dives into some.
Such a voice.
He's got such a voice, absolutely. Like the way that his lyrics hit are just ridiculous. And so I kind of went with that when I made the beat. And Magic kind of took it and made his own spin on it, like Mad Production spin on it. And I had at least one. I had one Ren song on Token Tunes, and it was the remix of Bittersweet Symphony. Him walking through London, just speaking his mind. I thought that was so raw and real. Yeah, I'm very happy with how the song came out, and I'm fucking very excited to play it. So. I love it. Get Back Up by Magic Beanz featuring Young Valley, everybody.
Going through a rut, don't know what to do. Why can't it just be over and through? Gotta get back up, gotta speak my truth. But then I've had enough, nothing left to prove. Inhale a cloud, exhale the pain. Every day's a struggle through this fucking game. Ain't no time for change, ain't no time to waste. Give a little space, give a little grace. Gotta keep this pace in this fucking race. Still I always chase, smile on my face. Keep on falling short, doing what I can. Holding down the fort, trying to be a man. Throwing out support, my number one fan. Caught up in a cycle, anger starts to fly. Caught up in a spiral, I don't wanna cry. Don't leave my hands idle, I don't really wanna die. Wanna give up,
don't do that.
Really had enough,
come back there.
Try to be tough,
don't be mad.
Days are getting rough,
don't be sad. Say the wrong word, yes I can admit it. Leaving makes it worse, I ain't trying to scrimmage. Hold on, let me finish. Never saw a blemish. Everything you said creates a bigger image. Tangled in the head, rotten in the brain. Always thought the best, never won a game. Thought it was a game, till he saw the fame. Now I'm growing up, still got time for change. Looking at the clock, time never stop.
Never give it up, give it all you got. Always fill your cup, that's the main plot. Yeah, you know what's up, never let it stop. Wanna wake up, let this pain drop. Open up your ears, drying up your tears. Overcome your fears, your dad is still here.
hope it's always clear. Gotta get back up. Wanna give up.
Don't do that.
Really had enough.
Come back there.
Trying to be tough.
Don't be mad.
Days are getting rough.
Don't be sad.
Wanna give up.
Don't do that.
Really had enough.
Come back there.
Trying to be tough.
Don't be mad.
Days are getting rough.
Don't be sad.
Hey, good morning, Kimmy. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful morning. For real, that song gives me goosebumps.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know, with everything going on in the world, sometimes we got to feel the real. And
For
not
real, for real.
Yeah.
feel the real.
And I'm very excited. I've got a good handful of beats. I gotta go over to Magic.
Nice. Like we always say, man, we ain't never going to stop. So make sure y'all stay tuned, man. Something new every day, every week. Well, not every day, but every week we got something.
Something.
Wait a second. This week we got a Wednesday that usually has something cool once every month. I can't put my head on it. Cornbread, what's going on?
I think that's next Wednesday.
Is it next Wednesday still?
I think Wait,
hold on.
Is it the 28th?
I can't remember, man. Is it in a month? Man, you know what? I wake and bake for real today, man. I've been up for like 6
I'm
minutes.
confused. Wait, what?
Sorry, I thought that's what she said, but it's not for another fucking 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it is. That's what she said.
No. See,
Okay.
that's what happens when I wake up and bake.
Dude, you had us all on the edge of our seat, bro. We're like, wait, what's going on?
I know. I was like, wait, what? Wait, what?
I had to rethink about what I said after I said it, but it's on live now, so I'm just gonna go with it. Yeah, sorry about that one, folks.
You're good, man. You're good.
It's okay.
You know what happens when I get days off, man? It's not right. I need to just work every day.
I just need work.
Yeah, it's I'm excited for the Dabber Trick show tomorrow.
Yes.
We got to get the Stoner Roulette trophy back from Dab Time tomorrow.
Again? Come on, guys. What's going on? That wheel's been a little, bitch lately.
It came down to, I want to say Magic.
Yeah, it was Magic.
Really?
Dab Times.
Yeah, hold on. Magic almost got it
then,
on Monday, and then it was a Magic interview. Damn, man.
Yeah.
He beat everybody else, but he didn't beat Dab Time.
No. It was close.
Yeah.
But
close only counts in
Horseshoes, Hand Grenades, Turf Wars.
Yep.
Oh, bleh.
That's rules. That's in the fucking Turf Wars guidebook.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
That is pretty sure like page 34, subsection C, article 4.
Yeah. Subsection -911 057 ZZ 5 square sign Batman sign.
I just feel like you're just blurring everything out now for just shit.
No, really. No? You know how long it took us to come up with these file names? We were sitting there with like the best bag of weed. Like it was like quarter pound in a few hours.
Turf Wars close only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes and Turf Wars.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Stop yelling at
I'm
me.
just feeling you in. Good morning,
It's
Cheryl.
okay.
How are you?
Beanz is not bitter because he lost most of his properties in the last few weeks.
We're not going to talk about that.
Well, actually, Cornbread said it on live yesterday that Thursdays are her fault. So I was thinking about that, like every Red Cobra loss is probably Cornbread's fault now.
I mean, oh my God, why? What is going on now? I mean, talk about passing the buck. I mean,
yes. I'm
like, right away, man. Dagger through the heart. Hey, Cornbread,
right?
What the F? Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Literally.
I'm just kidding. They're all my fault.
I don't even have words right now. I can't even talk. The words are not coming out.
In one night. That wasn't a good idea. That was a bad financial investment.
Yeah, first Crystal, what I needed.
That did not. Oh no, he didn't.
He didn't, Mom.
Oh, wait, where's the snap?
Hey, welcome to the team, Cornbread.
Yes. That's a great welcome.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, come on. Just like, everything. The new guy always gets some hazing. New person. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. I started with this one job. They called me the greenhorn for like 6 months. Where's greenhorn? Meaning like the new guy. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, yeah. So don't take too offense to the mild hazing we give you.
My favorite is fungus. Fuck you, new guy. You suck.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, that was. I heard that on construction sites and on the railroad, and man, I loved that one.
So for those of you who have been around for a long while, I was on a show that had swear words in the title, and I played a character named Susan DeLuche, and it was actually really funny. And the Susan DeLuche character actually came from something funny I used to do at work. When a new guy would come up, I would introduce myself as Susan. I would say, "Hi, I'm Susan," and walk away. And the look on their face when I looked back was fucking the funniest look I've ever seen. Like, wait, did he just say his name is Susan? No, he did. And I wouldn't laugh. I would be like, "Hi, my name's Susan. Nice to meet you," and then walk away. And they would be like, "Wait, what? They wouldn't be able to work for like the first 2 hours. They'd come up, "Your name really Susan?" "No, you fucking idiot." But I thought it was funny.
No, that was funny.
Thanks, Magic. Thanks. It's not your fault no more.
Wait, what day is it? Tuesday? Oh, shit.
Whose day is it?
I think it's my day.
I think it's my birthday.
I'm pretty sure Tuesday.
Fault.
Yeah. At least Phil Coffey shows up. At 6 p.m. At 6 p.m., my awesome brother. But who's
counting? I was going to say, you've got what, like 11 hours?
12 hours, 24 minutes.
Who's counting?
But who's counting?
Yeah, who's counting?
6, right? Yeah.
We'll play a song and dive into this day in history, everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Tuesday morning. Cheers, cheers, everybody.
Your worries slide, clouds above and calm inside. Inhale peace, exhale the weight. Find your rhythm, trust the fate. Drift through thoughts you used to chase. Now you're still in quiet grace. Eyes half closed, feel the wave. Feel the wave float and fade, let the moment save.
Good morning, Deb. How are you? Hope
Can
you're
y'all
having
see
a
that?
wonderful morning. What is that? Dabs on your bowl?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Let's go. She is getting ready for Token Tunes Tuesday.
You know, I used to do fat bowls and then just put a decent sized dab on top, and you're all good. You can take the bowl, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, there was a dab on that, dab on there. Yeah, no, it literally was just like someone like grabbed you by the throat, like you're not allowed to breathe right now. What?
Mad love, magic. We'll catch you later, brother. Have a wonderful day, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some good sized cats. They got the little bitty kitty, they got the medium sized cat, and then they got the big pop cat.
Right?
They're all Caterpillar brand. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Normally there's like Matsu thrown in there somewhere.
I got 3 cats. I got the skinny short haired Nova. Nova Gracie is little tiny skittish little cat that likes to hide in my room. Then we got the Ziggy. He's nice and fluffy and likes to leave his hair everywhere. And then there's Princess, also known as Spirit, the devil cat. She's pretty big, but she's cool. She's like the opposite of a penguin. She's got more white than black, but she looks awesome. You've seen Spirit. I love Spirit.
All right, everybody, we got some This Day in History with the one and the only Vicki Bowers herself, everybody. Here we go.
I hope I've got it all together. Welcome back. I want to start out by saying that as I get ready to put today's episode together, we've got weather rolling in. Haven't looked at the radar yet, but I could sure hear that thunder, and I'm very interested in getting this episode put together and uploaded right away. That said, today we'll talk about resilience, and really all of the subjects in today's episode exemplify that concept. Grit, ambition, determination. Today's stories remind us that resilience isn't just about enduring, it's about rising. So, grab your favorite cuppa. Sit back and let's have a look. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for May 27th. May 27th is the 147th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 148th in leap years, with 218 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is resilience. Resilience is a noun that means the ability to recover quickly from difficulties or bounce back from adversity. Resilience can also refer to the ability of a physical object or material to recover its size and shape after deformation, especially by compressive stress. The word comes from a Latin word that basically means to jump back or recoil. First known use of the word resilience is about 1807. Resilience. And with that, this is the birthday of Cornelius Vanderbilt, born May 27, 1794. His great-great-great-grandfather had come to America as an indentured servant in 1650. All these years later, Cornelius became one of the richest Americans in history and wealthiest figures overall by building his wealth in shipping and railroads. He founded over a dozen railroads. Word has it he might not have been extremely refined. It was said of Cornelius Vanderbilt that he could be a rascal and a brute, but still honorable, shrewd, and hardworking. Cornelius remarried after his first wife died, and that second wife, who bore the unusual name of Frank, that second wife convinced Cornelius to donate $1 million to found Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee. He'd had 13 children with his first wife and left 95% of his $105 million estate to his oldest son, William, and the 4 grandsons through William. The remaining 5% of that huge estate broke down to a little over $500,000 each for the remaining son and 9 daughters, which was worth a lot more back then. But the remaining son and 2 of the daughters, rather than be happy to have inherited such a fortune, more than $500,000 each, were resentful that William and his children got so much more than they did and decided to sue, claiming that their father wasn't in his right mind when he drew up his will. That oldest son, William, won the case, but still gave those 3 each an extra $200,000 and a $400,000 trust fund, which he didn't have to do. Cornelius Vanderbilt lived to the age of 82 and is buried in the Vanderbilt Family Cemetery and Mausoleum on Staten Island, New York. The War of 1812 is so named because it began in 1812. It lasted a little over 2.5 years into 1815. This was a conflict between the newly minted United States and the British Empire and had sort of a cascading series of events as its cause. The War of 1812 is sometimes referred to as the Second War of Independence. For one thing, the Brits were trying to force American sailors to join the British Navy. The British had also imposed trade restrictions and blockaded American ports. On May 27, 1813, American forces captured Fort George, which is located on the Canada side of the Niagara River, north of Niagara Falls. There were a good many skirmishes to go before it was all over. For instance, the British captured and burned Washington, D.C. in 1814, and General Andrew Jackson achieved a decisive victory at the Battle of New Orleans in 1815. Interestingly, the 2 countries had come to terms and signed a treaty, the Treaty of Ghent, in December of 1814, but the War of 1812 was not officially over until that peace treaty was ratified by Congress in February of 1815. Today's song is Forever Your Girl by Paula Abdul. This is from her debut studio album of the same name. Written and produced by Oliver Lieber with additional production by Keith Cohen, Forever Your Girl was released as a single in February of 1989. The song is from the point of view of a girl who's loyal to her man. Forever Your Girl hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in May of 1989, where we find it beginning its second of 2 weeks in that position. Forever Your Girl by Paula Abdul. Link in the description. How about that? As we wrap up May 27th, let today be a tribute to resilience, that inner force that keeps us moving forward when the world says slow down. Whether you're navigating business tides like Vanderbilt did, facing challenges head on like the troops at Fort George, or carving your place in a crowded world, remember that every setback is just a setup for a comeback. Keep going. You've got this. For today's quote, I found one from Canadian spoken word poet Shane Koyczan. Shane Koyczan. And I can really relate to this one. He said, "If your heart is broken, make art with the pieces." Shane Koyczan. All righty, y'all take care. Be good to each other. See you next time. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoyed this series, you can check out the playlists in the description. You can find me on BitChute, Facebook, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, and X, as well as on a blog page called No Really. All those links are in the description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.
Much love, Vicki B. I hope you are safe through the storms. I know it was getting real bad down there when we were talking yesterday. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Thank you so much for this day in history every day. And if you are not following Vicki Bowers, please make sure you are. Don't miss out.
I like the quote. That's kind of cool.
The quote. The Vanderbilt thing is cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I want to say, and I feel like I could be wrong. I feel like I'm wrong. Good morning, Double Dice Brad. How are you, brother? I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Good morning, Gary. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful morning.
So just like the Vanderbilts had this huge fortune and stuff like that with the railways and that, my father-in-law's great-grandfather owned the lumber industry, and a lot of Canada and British Columbia actually sold it to whoever still owns it now.
I want to say Cornelius Vanderbilt was a mentor to John D. Rockefeller.
Yeah, it would make sense. I mean, the way things went, and
But Vanderbilt, or he was huge in the creation of the railway system, and
I mean,
he
we were
owned
talking about
so much track and shit like that. And then when people started to fuck around with him and like try to be shitty with him, he just shut the goddamn railroad. Gosh dang railways down.
Yeah. No, like I've always been into trains because my dad actually worked for the Canadian Pacific Railway. I said CPR the other day, and you're like, "What are you talking about?" So Canadian Pacific Railway was one of the Canadian railway companies that actually had to make tunnels through the mountains of British Columbia because the trains needed to go somewhere. So there was actually a lot of tunnels for trains in British Columbia, which I think is just absolutely awesome.
The Men Who Built America series on the History Channel is great, and they dive into like John D. Rockefeller, Cornelius Vanderbilt, Henry Ford. There's a couple others I can't remember, but
Ford and Shelby too, probably in there too. What's his name? I can't remember Shelby's first name.
Carroll.
Yeah, thank you, Carroll.
Yep. Yeah. He would have came later on.
But still, he was part of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll play our song of the day. Some Paula Abdul today, everybody. Let's fucking go.
Hey baby, you got to remember, I'm forever your girl, baby forever, and ever, you know I am.
Hey, that's dope, Ma. That's so cute.
My sister and my mom drink all the coffee, so I had to make more.
Oh, shit.
Oh man, no, that we understand. Yo, go make that coffee, man. We almost stopped the show for coffee some days. Me and Beanz are like, yo, coffee, you got your coffee? He usually gets a few more cups in than me. But yeah, my Keurig takes like 4 minutes.
Like I if you're not on screen, I usually won't leave unless I'm like, all right, you've been gone for 27 minutes. I fucking am going to get coffee.
Yeah, we got pretty good at like cueing each other. Like when we're like, we would literally just be like, and then I'd go off, and then and as soon as I came back, he'd be like, and then he would go off. It started getting really funny.
Yeah,
it was like,
the
mug hold, and we're like, yeah, okay.
I point to my cup. I'm like,
yeah,
it works.
Well, as my girlfriend always says, 70% of communication is actually non-verbal. So the reason why I'm signing during the outro, you all know what I'm saying. I ain't gotta have my mic on, man. I was like, yeah, let's go. Like it's all the same shit.
Me and Coxie can have an damn near entire conversation backstage. Like if there's a show and we are back, like we're helping with the show and stuff like that, just through camera we can talk to each other. Like we just have an idea of what each other's saying just through visual cues. We've been working with each other so long.
Yeah.
Usually let's fuck it. I don't know, bro. We don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, you both got that fuck it look.
Yeah,
fuck it.
Or did you hear that too?
Yeah. Was that me or was that you? Was that me or did you push that button? The fuck?
All right, everybody. What up?
Huh?
Okay, our timeline segment this week, we are diving into 1977. We've been doing 7 weeks. Well, so 8 weeks. Count 7D.
So I'm like -6. I'm -6 during this. It's awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't there, but it was a good year.
Yeah, that's what I was told.
Right. Here we go, everybody. Make sure you are following and subscribe to Weird History. They're a dope YouTube channel. They got all sorts of cool shit. I was watching some shit on their channel yesterday about the Great Chicago Fire. That's a good one too. All right. Here we go.
1977 made it clear from the word go that a whole lot of things were about to change. A newly elected president made dramatic moves to heal an ailing nation. One of the biggest icons of the 20th century was laid to rest, and snow fell in Miami. Like actual snow, not the kind of snow Crockett and Tubbs normally dealt with. It was a year of dramatic debuts, escapes, and departures. And we don't mean people coming and going from the roller rink. Okay, we don't just mean that. It was also the year that audiences around the world were first transported to a galaxy far, far away, and the relationship between grown adults and action figures would never be the same again. We're going to talk about the news, culture, sports, and entertainment, and all that was weird in the 70s. This is Timeline. Get ready to hitch a ride to Tashi Station to pick up some power converters, because this episode is all about 1977. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History channel and let us know in the comments below your all-time favorite 70s jam. Now fire up that Atari, because this is 1977. Starting the year would make us all mad as hell as actor Peter Finch passed away on the 14th. Finch had appeared on The Tonight Show the night before he succumbed to a heart attack in his hotel. Later that year, Finch would become the first actor to win a posthumous Oscar, nabbing a gold statue for his role in Network, which was the movie he had been on The Tonight Show to promote.
My dear Tattoo, when each guest is paying $50,000 for a 3-day stay on Fantasy Island, he or she deserves miracles.
Snow fell in Miami for the first time in recorded history on January 19th, as an Arctic cold front swept through the Sunshine State. Previously, the furthest south snow had ever fallen in Florida was near Fort Myers, back in 1899. So, yeah, it was kind of a big deal. Speaking of firsts, President Jimmy Carter pardoned hundreds of thousands of American men who evaded the draft during the Vietnam War in his first month in office. Carter had promised to pardon draft dodgers as part of his presidential campaign, arguing that it would help move the country forward and heal the wounds of the divisive and costly conflict.
No, that's your African name. Must give you a new name. Must say, you name Toby. Hey, what's the matter with you? Cut me loose. Kunta Kinte.
Moving into February, disaster struck on the 4th, when 4 cars of a Loop elevated train in Chicago jumped the track in the middle of rush hour. The accident claimed the lives of 11 commuters and injured 200 others. Over 40 years later, it remains the worst elevated train disaster in the history of the Chicago Transit Authority. Disaster of a more artistic sort struck that same day, when Fleetwood Mac released their groundbreaking album, Rumors. Recorded over an 11-month period that saw the band's 5 members get really into illicit substances and implode their personal relationships. But it was all worth it for music lovers. Rumors went on to top the Billboard charts for 31 weeks, score an Album of the Year Grammy, and sell more than 40 million copies, making it one of the best-selling albums ever produced. Moving into the world of sports, boxer Sugar Ray Leonard made his professional debut on the 5th of February, stepping into the ring with Louis the Bull Vega at the Civic Center in Baltimore. However, Leonard had won a gold medal in the Olympics as a light welterweight the previous year, so he wasn't exactly a novice. He defeated Vega by unanimous decision, beginning a 20-year career that would earn him the reputation as one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time. 3 days later, adult magazine publisher Larry Flynt was sentenced to 7 years on obscenity and organized crime charges, the organized crime being the distribution of Flynt's Hustler magazine. The sentence was overturned, and Flynt was released after serving only 6 days in jail. The trial was one of several brushes with the law Flynt had due to the graphic content of his magazine, and would eventually get a movie in 1996's The People vs. Larry Flynt, starring Woody Harrelson as Flynt. The real-life Flynt has a cameo as Judge William Morrissey, the man who handed him the 7-year prison sentence. Just over 3 weeks later, Pistol Pete Maravich set an NBA record on February 25th, when he scored 68 points against the New York Knicks, the most ever for a guard at the time. Maravich's record-setting game was played before the three-point line existed, which makes it all the more impressive. To this day, Maravich is one of only 8 NBA players to score 68 points or more during a single game. The first killer whale born in captivity came into this world on the 28th. Marineland of the Pacific's star attraction, Corky 2, unexpectedly gave birth to a calf, but sadly the baby only lived for 11 days. And while Marineland of the Pacific closed its doors for good in 1987, Corky 2 is still alive and kicking, or flipping, I suppose. At approximately 57 years of age, she is the oldest living orca in captivity. Moving into March, Bank of America adopted the name Visa for its credit card program on the 1st. Previously, the card had been known as the Bank AmeriCard, and was a joint program with several other financial institutions. Why Visa? The company's founders believed the word was simple enough to be recognized in any language. That prediction turned out to be true. Today, Visa is the second largest bank card organization in the world. Hey, it's everywhere you want to be. The next day, Jay Leno made his first appearance on The Tonight Show on the 2nd of March. Leno's stand-up featured observational one-liners about current events, punctuated by some playful crowd work. All elements that would become staples of his opening monologues 15 years later, when Leno took over hosting duties from Carson on May 25th, 1992.
We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Chuck Connors, and this is Tin Can Alley. An exciting new electronic target game that truly tests your marksmanship from as far away as 25 feet.
Good evening.
Good morning.
Good Lord, is it morning?
Yes, it is. And if you don't mind a stupid question, who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Jack. Jack Tripper.
Elvis Presley departed for his final tour on the 23rd of March. Despite being in poor health, the king of rock and roll embarked on an aggressive national tour just 1 month after a series of dates throughout the South. The shows were marred by Elvis's declining condition. Disappointed fans and music journalists alike remarked that the singer was lethargic and difficult to understand. He would have to be hospitalized partway through the tour, and have to cancel several dates before playing his final show on June 26th at the Market Square Arena in Indianapolis, Indiana. One day after Elvis left for his final string of performances, Lily Tomlin became the first woman to appear in a solo Broadway show. Appearing Nightly, which Tomlin co-wrote with Jane Wagner, debuted at the Biltmore Theater on the 24th. She would go on to win a Tony Award for her work on the show. 2 Boeing 747s collided on the runway at Tenerife Airport in Spain on March 27th. The crash occurred due to a miscommunication that caused one aircraft to initiate takeoff while the other was still in its path. The collision claimed the lives of 583 people, making it the worst accident in aviation history. Returning to sports, the Seattle Mariners kicked off the month of April by playing their first game ever on the 6th. The expansion team was added to the American League as the result of a lawsuit that originated when the Seattle Pilots were purchased and relocated to Milwaukee by Bud Selig. The team became the Brewers, one of only 6 teams in Major League Baseball that has yet to win a World Series, along with the Mariners. It was a month of firsts for Major League Baseball, as the Toronto Blue Jays played their first game the very next day. Initially one of 2 Canadian-based teams, today the Blue Jays are the only organization in the MLB located outside the United States, after the Montreal Expos became the Washington Nationals in 2005. Sorry, Canada. Author Alex Haley won the Pulitzer Prize on April 18th for his work on the iconic novel Roots, a fictionalized version of Haley's own family history. The best-selling novel was adapted into a record-breaking miniseries earlier the same year.
Hi.
Oh, hi. Hi.
Well, bye.
The beloved musical Annie opened for the first time at New York City's Elvin Theater 3 days later, on the 21st. Based on the long-running comic strip Little Orphan Annie, the musical ran for a record-setting 6 years, scoring 7 Tony Awards. The musical has been adapted several times, most notably into the 1982 John Huston film featuring Albert Finney and Carol Burnett. Moving into the summer, volatile screen legend Joan Crawford passed away on the 10th of May in her apartment in New York City. One of the biggest stars of Hollywood's golden age, the controversial actress had become a recluse in her later years and had withdrawn almost entirely from the public eye. Crawford's acrimonious relationship with her children, particularly her eldest daughter, led to the infamous tell-all book Mommy Dearest, later adapted into a film starring Faye Dunaway. A young DJ named Howard Stern began broadcasting at WRNW in New York on Friday the 13th. Stern had initially served as a part-time host, filling in during the holiday season the previous year, but took over a 4-hour midday shift 6 days a week. It was the beginning of Stern's career as a notorious shock jock, which is still going strong nearly 50 years later.
The problem is that Coors beer, you take that east of Texas, and that's bootlegging.
You not believe you're just a little bit scared?
That's great psychology. Why don't you just say something bad about my mother?
Too short for a stormtrooper?
Huh? Oh, the uniform. I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
You're who?
I'm here to rescue you. I've got your R2 unit. I'm here with Ben Kenobi.
Ben Kenobi? Where is he?
Come on.
Amateur mountain climber George Willig made history on May 26th when he climbed the South Tower of the World Trade Center in New York City using specialized equipment he developed specifically for the climb. The completely unsanctioned stunt took nearly 4 hours, and Willig was arrested the instant he reached the top of the tower. However, the stunt had captured national attention and made Willig a celebrity, earning him several television appearances and the nickname The Human Fly. He was ultimately let off with a slap on the wrist, a fine of 1 penny per floor he'd climbed, for a grand total of $1.10. Punk band The Sex Pistols released their second single, God Save the Queen, the next day. The song, which contains incendiary lyrics about Queen Elizabeth II and monarchies in general, and was pointedly released during the Queen's Silver Jubilee, was immediately banned by the BBC and many other radio stations in the United Kingdom. But it wasn't just radio stations that were offended. Singer Johnny Rotten and drummer Paul Cook were both attacked on separate occasions by random Brits enraged by the song. That kind of seems pretty punk. God Save the Queen holds the dubious distinction of being one of the most banned records in the history of music. Speaking of notoriety, James Earl Ray, the man convicted of assassinating Martin Luther King Jr., escaped from Tennessee's Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary on the 10th of June. Ray fled the prison with 6 other inmates, but he was quickly recaptured 3 days later after being tracked down by bloodhounds. It was actually the second time Ray had broken out of jail. He'd previously escaped from the Missouri State Penitentiary in 1967 by hiding in a bread truck, where he'd been serving a 20-year sentence for armed robbery, and was still on the run when he took the civil rights leader's life. Just over 2 weeks later, the Supreme Court ruled in a 5-4 decision allowing lawyers to advertise their services. That probably seems weird, because most of us can't conceive of a world in which we don't have the commercial jingle of our hometown personal injury law firm memorized. But prior to that ruling, lawyers were bound by an antiquated Bar Association tradition that argued they should build up their clientele through good work and word of mouth. Oh, those are antiquated ideals. Billboards, bus ads, and local TV spots haven't been the same since.
Hounds of justice!
Vladimir Nabokov kicked off the month of July by, well, kicking off. The Russian-American novelist and author of the controversial 1955 novel Lolita passed away on the 2nd at age 78 at the Montreux Palace Hotel in Switzerland. He had been in the middle of working on a new novel titled The Original of Laura, which was published in its incomplete form in 2009.
007 Triple X. Bond, what do you think you're doing?
Keeping the British hand up, sir.
We'll be right back.
I drink Dr. Pepper and I'm proud. I'm part of an original crowd. And if you look around these days, there seems to be a Dr. Pepper craze. I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper. If you drink Dr. Pepper, you're a pepper too. Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Be a pepper, drink.
The CIA unwillingly revealed its involvement in mind control experiments after 20,000 pages of documents were discovered following a Freedom of Information Act request on July 15th. CIA Director Richard Helms had previously ordered the destruction of all documents related to the project, known as MK-Ultra. But this cache of documents had been misfiled or hidden, leading to their discovery. The project involved the study of the effects of different drugs and procedures on humans, with the goal of identifying ways to make subjects more pliable during interrogation. MK-Ultra has subsequently been the basis of several conspiracy theories, and 1 or 2 TV shows as well. Powering up the month of August, President Carter established the U.S. Department of Energy on the 4th. The move was intended to help America recover from the unprecedented energy crisis of the 1970s by promoting energy development, conservation, and regulation, and decreasing the nation's dependence on fossil fuels, as many Americans were still feeling the effects of the 1973 oil embargo. The DOE was tasked with researching new energy technologies, as well as supporting nuclear weapons research. So, it wasn't all about putting solar panels on the White House. 6 days later, David Berkowitz, a.k.a. the Son of Sam, was arrested while leaving his home in Yonkers. The 24-year-old Berkowitz had terrorized New York City for an entire year by ambushing unsuspecting victims, usually couples, and opening fire on them with a .44 caliber handgun. Berkowitz was convicted and sentenced to 6 life sentences. 5 days later, a notorious Nazi escaped from custody, hidden inside a suitcase. Herbert Kappler, the head of the SS in Rome during World War II, was carried out of an Italian hospital by his wife. Kappler had been serving a life sentence in a military prison in Italy after being convicted by a war tribunal, but had been transferred to the hospital after he was diagnosed with cancer. Because of his rapidly declining condition, the West German government declined to extradite him back to Italy, and he succumbed to his illness just 6 months after his escape. No word on whether he was carried out of his home in a fabulous luggage set. 1 day later, the king of rock and roll passed away at his home in Memphis, Tennessee. Elvis Presley was found unresponsive on the floor of his Graceland mansion, having succumbed to a heart attack at the age of 42. He was buried on the grounds of Graceland, which remains open to this day as a tourist attraction. A more welcome departure occurred 4 days later, when NASA launched the Voyager 2 probe on August 20th towards Jupiter, Neptune, and Uranus. To date, Voyager 2 is the only craft to visit the two furthest planets of our solar system, and it's still functioning. It left the solar system in 2018, and despite a few hiccups, it remains in contact with Earth as it continues on its interstellar mission. Comedy icon Groucho Marx delivered his final punchline on the 19th at age 86. One of the most recognizable stars of his era, thanks to his trademark eyebrows and mustache and perpetual cigar, Groucho's rapid-fire delivery and dizzying wordplay helped make the Marx Brothers a household name.
Hello, I must be going.
Bridging the gap into September, President Carter signed the Panama Canal Treaties on the 7th. The treaties would turn over control of the canal to Panama after 1999, but also guarantee the United States the right to defend neutral access to the canal in perpetuity. The decision was controversial. Many prominent political figures, including future President Ronald Reagan, viewed it as relinquishing a valuable asset to a potential enemy. But the treaties were upheld, and jurisdiction of the canal was handed over to Panama on December 31st, 1999. 3 days later, France sent the last person to the guillotine when Hamida Jandoubi was executed on the 10th. Jandoubi had been convicted in the abduction and slaying of Elisabeth Bousquet earlier that year. His sentence marked the final time the guillotine was used for capital punishment in France. 4 years later, France would outlaw the death penalty altogether. Atari released their first game console, the Atari 2600, on September 11th. Initially called Atari VCS, or Video Computer System, the console quickly became the dominant force in home gaming and would remain at the top for the next several years, until a certain mustachioed plumber came along.
You almost closed the book. Stunned. It was beautiful. Come on, admit it.
Welcome aboard the Love Boat. The what?
Oh, that's just a little nickname we have. Doctor, in my presence, don't ever call this ship a love boat.
The supersonic Concorde jet made its first landing in New York City on October 20th, touching down at 11:12 a.m. at Kennedy International Airport. The jet took off from Toulouse, France, making the 3,800-mile trip across the Atlantic Ocean in 3 hours and 45 minutes. Despite the appeal of a high-speed transatlantic flight, the Concorde was met with stiff opposition from New York City residents, who objected to the incredibly high decibel levels the plane generated during takeoff. It's tough to argue with them. The plane generated actual sonic booms, like a Street Fighter II character. Speaking of planes, 3 members of the Southern rock band Leonard Skinner perished when their chartered Convair 240 crashed in Mississippi that same day. The band was flying from South Carolina to Louisiana for a show when their plane ran out of fuel and had to make an emergency landing. The airline collided with the tree line and broke apart. Lead vocalist Ronnie Van Zant, guitarist Steve Gaines, and Gaines' sister, backup vocalist Cassie Gaines, died instantly, along with both pilots and the band's tour manager. Popular singer and Oscar-winning actor Bing Crosby crooned his final song on October 14th. One of the most popular entertainers of the first half of the 20th century, Crosby collapsed on a golf course in Spain after playing 18 holes, succumbing to a heart attack at age 74. President Carter raised the U.S. minimum wage to $3.35 an hour on the first day of November, just in time for Black Friday. The new figure was $1.05 higher than the previous minimum wage of $2.30, an increase of nearly 50%. That's no small potatoes. Or peanuts, because we're talking about Jimmy Carter.
Okay, listen. I like it. We could dance together. That's it. We could just dance together. I don't know, nothing more, nothing personal. I don't want you coming on to me. Because I don't think guys like you anymore, for one thing.
English folk musician Cat Stevens converted to Islam on December 23rd, leaving the music industry behind him for the next 2 decades. Following a near-death experience the previous year and what he later described as a lifelong search for spiritual meaning, Stevens subsequently changed his name to Yusuf Islam. With the exception of a charity concert in Wembley Stadium in 1979, he did not perform again for 25 years. Arguably one of the most famous entertainers to have ever lived, Charlie Chaplin passed away on Christmas Day at age 88. The silent film star dominated Hollywood in its early years, but he left the United States after a series of controversies and permanently relocated to Switzerland in the 1950s. The events of his life would later be dramatized in the 1992 film Chaplin, directed by Richard Attenborough, the guy from Jurassic Park, and starring Robert Downey Jr. Infamous serial killer Ted Bundy escaped from prison on the second-to-last day of 1977, climbing out through the ceiling of his Colorado jail cell. Bundy had been awaiting trial and had already escaped once before, leaping from a courthouse library in Aspen back in June. However, while he was quickly apprehended that first time, he would stay on the run for nearly 3 months, during which time his victim count would continue to rise. And so 1977 came to a close with the curtain call of a tramp and the most notorious predator in history on the loose. 1978 was pulling up late to the party, riding shotgun with a guy you wouldn't like when he's angry, a historic blizzard, and one of the most infamous accidents in the history of televised stunts. But that's next year. Coming soon, 1978. So what do you think? What was the biggest moment of 1977? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it,
I fucking love the weird history segments.
I'm gonna go with, unfortunately, the biggest moment of 1977 is gonna be the Skinner plane crash, man. That's horrible.
Yeah, probably.
Man.
Elvis got Elvis died.
Well, you know what I mean, though.
I get. There's just it's crazy to go back every and listen to. I love how it breaks the years down. Like I fucking love history, and I
love how. I love how history repeats itself if you think about it. Some of the most famous musicians keep perishing, and then everyone keeps asking the same question, Beanz. What would the music industry be like now if Tupac and Biggie and you know what I mean? Yeah. Like freaking everybody who in the last,
I mean, you go way.
Oh my God. No, really, Hendrix. Could you imagine if Hendrix was still hitting his guitar with Prince and Clapton and like, oh my God, Penny, if Tom Penny was, come on.
Yeah.
You're right. What a year.
Yeah, I love the timeline segment. So next Tuesday, 1978. And then, we can keep going with this. They are caught up through the 2000s. So,
wow.
Yeah, we've got weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of Timeline Tuesday segment.
It's really cool, man. It's the first time I've actually been on here and caught it. I've seen a little bit, like, in the audience.
Wish I could just show it, but I feel like you get most of the point through listening. You know what I mean? Like it's still cool information. There's a lot of shit that I have watched, but like I will listen to. Like I'm working on other stuff, and like I have it playing, but I have like the TV. I've got other shit over it because I'm working on stuff, and so I'm just listening to stuff.
So I know you guys. I know Beanz, you're not a big movie guy, and I know Cornbread, you're probably a little bit more of a movie person. Have you seen the movie Lucky Number 11?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, there's a scene where they show the one character as a kid, and he's in the parking lot in the 60s or 70s. Every single car was like, what the F? It was all Novas and Cobras and Cutlasses and Stangs and like Corvettes, and I'm like drooling. I'm watching this movie like, pause. Oh, shit, what was that? Like that era.
I went back in that scene because I was like,
thank you. Like,
I rewind it, and Ryan's like, stop. And I'm like, no, I'm admiring the cops. Leave me alone.
Like, what was that movie? That movie, Gone in 60 Seconds. I could watch that movie in slow motion and have no problem watching that 65 freaking GT500 Shelby just like going slow. Like, come on, that's a beautiful car. Eleanor.
Yep.
Greatness.
Just looking through some tunes and seeing what we come up with.
Let's fucking go.
Oh.
I have a feeling I haven't said that all morning, so.
Yeah. After a while, the let's go itch kind of goes like, I think I should say it. Should I say it? Is it the right time? Those internal conversations get really funny.
Okay, I know. Oh, you're driving. Never mind.
Yeah. No
Never
phoning and driving, Beanz.
Yeah, don't
Come
text
on,
and drive.
man.
You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty fucking baked off. Fucking those
Yeah.
caps put on top.
I brought the big bongs out. Maybe I should have brought the little ones. So I kept thinking.
I'm like, shit, that shit's hit me quick.
Although these are the ones that got cleanest the most because I used my nail polish remover mixed with 91 and the isopropanol. And the beaker, so hard to clean the beaker. I don't know why, but I got it really, really clean. And I'm like, I want to smoke out of it, but I don't want to make it dirty. Does that sound weird?
Yeah.
Almost want to shelf it just so I could be like, I have a clean bong.
Hey, drive safe, Crystal.
Very safe. What a sunrise. I meant to say earlier.
Is ridiculous.
That's like my sunrise, but imagine a big mountain literally right below it, Cornbread. Like just like there's a mountain, like the sun comes over like that. Like, and then you get that, you know how you had the horizon line earlier where it's coming over the water? That's like on the mountain.
Yeah.
You get that when it peaks the mountain here, and like, yeah, it just goes like a Star Wars beam, like going sideways. I'm like, oh shit. You have to catch it like the perfect second though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There's moments like it's light already. It's coming.
We'll play a song or two and dive into our morning speaker. This isn't the OG. The OG is still damn good, but I love the John Mayer version of this song. So cheers, everybody.
I gotta grab a coffee.
She's a good girl, loves a mama, loves Jesus and America too. She's a good girl, crazy about Elvis, loves horses and a boyfriend too. Yeah, yeah. It's a long day living in Reseda. There's a freeway running through the yard. I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart, and I'm free falling, falling. Falling, falling. All the vampires walking through the valley, they move westbound, Ventura Boulevard, and all the bad boys are standing in the shadows, and the girls are home with broken hearts, and I'm free. Free falling, falling. Now I'm free falling, falling. Free falling now, free falling now, free falling now, free falling now, free falling. Glide down over my heart. I wanna ride her name in the sky. I wanna free fall out into nothing. Oh, I'm gonna leave this world for a while. Now I'm free falling, falling. Now I'm free falling, falling.
falling, free falling, falling, free falling, falling.
Thank you very much. We'll see you in a few minutes.
That's so weird that he says that because let's get done. I was gonna play another John Mayer song, so it's like he knows.
John Mayer is a very underrated guitar player, and he can. I'm sorry, I don't mean to swear fudge, but John Mayer can play the guitar
all the time. John Mayer is insanely underrated, and I'm a huge John Mayer fan. His guitar playing and his vocal range is ridiculous.
I actually but just give me a second. I accidentally watched him on like a jazz show. Like he was just whipping out like BB King stuff, and I was like, "Good Lord, where's this been, Mr. John Mayer?"
He has like a 2-hour speech that he talks at the Berklee School of Music.
Yes,
and I would love to sit and listen to that motherfucker one day with everybody. It's so I've listened to it so many times. It's so good. He just talks about like his history with like his his history and experience in music and a lot of creation stuff and inspiration stuff, and like I fucking love John Mayer. I think that he is ridiculous. So this is off his Continuum album. This is The Heart of Life.
Lying there in that position, there's things you need to hear, so turn off your tears and listen. Pain throws your heart to the ground, love turns the whole thing around. No, it won't all go the way it should, but I know the heart of life is good. You know it's nothing new, bad news never had good timing, but then the circle of your friends will defend the silver lining. Pain throws your heart to the ground, love ties the whole thing around. No, it won't all go the way it should, but I know the heart of life is good. Love turns the whole thing around. Fear is a friend who's misunderstood, but I know the heart of life is good. I know it's good.
Yeah, so in our private chat, I messaged Cornbread, and I was like, the movie Friends with Benefits. What's her name breaks up with Justin Timberlake, and then she runs away going, it's John freaking Mayer! And just like runs through the closet. And every time I hear John Mayer, that's all I can hear is, it's John freaking Mayer! Like, I don't know why, but yeah, I love that movie. Justin Timberlake, Mila Kunis or whatever. Great show.
My sister is the one who showed me John Mayer, got me into John Mayer. This was during her college years. She went to college in like 2004, 2005. So that was like Maroon 5, John Mayer, James Blunt. They were all like that quintessential college kid music back then. And
that's crazy. It's crazy how it changed because you go 10 years back and it was like Nirvana.
I would say that. I would say like
fucking
a lot of ska.
Yeah,
you
ska
know,
was big.
I would say if you want a good soundtrack of like high school, college, party, 90s, the original American Pie soundtrack.
Yes. Hell yeah. And actually, if you want to be honest, go check out all the American Pie soundtracks because they kind of came the same soundtracks. They kind of remind me of, you remember Big Shiny Tunes, like 1 to 5? Just 1 to 5, not anything past 1 to 5. That's what I find the American Pie soundtracks are for me, is they have these great one-hit ska / upbeat, you know, go to the beach kind of songs, you know what I mean? Like,
real.
Like it is. It's that go on vacay kind of music. Like what was that one song we like by oh god, something punk by Vampire? What is it? Vampire Weekend, right?
Vampire Weekend by A-Punk.
Yeah, thank you. I love that song. You know what I mean? And it's in one of my favorite movies, Clerks 2. Or it's a version of it or something. Yeah.
My favorite movie that song is in is 21.
Yes. You mean the card movie, the gambling movie.
Yep. I feel like if you want a good like indie hipster soundtrack and you're not sure where to start, just listen to the 21 soundtrack.
Yeah. Now I could be wrong, but that was probably one of Kevin Spacey's last movies for real.
I think so, yeah.
Because he had to stop acting because he's not a good guy. Yeah. That's none of my business. Whatever.
Anyway, this morning we got Dr. K lined up. This is a good one.
Let's go, Mr. K, Dr. K.
On this earth. So it seems to me like more and more people are starting to try to figure out, like, what are we doing here? Like on this planet, on this earth, like what's the purpose of life? I sort of see this manifest in kind of the anti-work crowd where people are like, is this what life is supposed to be? I'm supposed to wake up every day at 7 a.m. I commute for an hour, work until 5, commute home. I exercise for 30 minutes, cook for this amount of time, and then I have to get in bed so I'm not burnt out the next day. And it's just like rinse and repeat until I die. Is this really what life is about? And on the flip side, we have like the Sigma grind set folks, right? These are the people that are kind of like, okay, like I'm going to grind and like you got to grind to get ahead and you got to be an alpha and you got to go Sigma grind set. You know, that's really how you like you make it in life is you have the side hustle and you grow your side hustle. Then you have your side hustle and you try to hustle as much as you can. And then if you hustle a lot, then you can become successful and you can get lots of money and then like you can retire early, right? There's the FIRE folks, which is financial independence and retire early. So these are people who are kind of thinking, okay, since life starts with retirement, the goal of life is to like step out of that grind as quickly as possible, make your millions so that you can enjoy life. So instead of retiring at the age of 60, what I'm going to do is try to figure out how can I retire at the age of 45 or 46 or 46 and a half, and then I can start living life. So I'm going to sacrifice the best years of my life so that I can enjoy the latter years of my life. And so I'm kind of listening to this stuff and I'm trying to really figure out what's the point of all of this? Is life really about going to work every day and kind of taking care of yourself and working on your mental health and working on your physical health and learning how to cook and eating nutritious food and then going keto and going paleo and all this kind of stuff until you die? Or is it about grinding, right? Isn't it like side hustles and hustles and hustles and hustling your way to an early retirement so that you can really like start living life to the fullest at the age of 52? Is this what's going on? Like, what's happening here? And these are two different solutions, either mentally checking out of the capitalistic society because I reject this thing, or capitalizing on the capitalistic society and leaning into that. And I'm going to try to maximize it and get ahead. But both these groups of people, in my opinion, share one problem, which is they don't know what they're doing, right? There's no like purpose. There's no sense of purpose in life. People don't know what we're on this earth to do. And so they don't really know like how to live this life. And there's good actual data to support this. So if we look at, for example, pornography addiction is on the rise, and more people are consuming pornography. More people are getting addicted to pornography. And you may say, well, what does that have to do with life purpose? Well, it turns out that the variable that correlates the most with being addicted to pornography is a sense of meaninglessness. So as our life becomes meaningless, we start to consume more pornography because like we don't really know what we're doing. So I might as well watch some porn and get some dopamine, and then I'll kind of like, it sort of passes the time. That's one example. Another example, which is really scary, is actually suicide is on the rise. So we know that suicide is correlated with a sense of purposelessness in life, right? Like, what am I doing with life? There's really no point in being here. I'm suffering some right now, and there's no like end goal that makes the suffering worth it. So why not just check out a life? So it's kind of scary, but suicide is the number one cause of death amongst Asian Americans between the ages of 18 and 24, which is crazy, right? So if you're like an Asian American, kind of like I was, or I mean, I still am, but I'm not 18 to 24 anymore. The most dangerous thing to you in life is actually you. And why is suicide the number one cause of death for Asian Americans between the age of 18 and 24? It's because this is a group of people that is getting crushed by expectation. They don't really know what they're doing in life, right? So if you've grown up in the Asian American diaspora, you'll be kind of familiar with this, that you're essentially crushed by expectations. The whole world, usually your parents and your friend group and stuff like that, they tell you, hey, this is what life is about. They're like, look, in order to be successful, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. They've got the formula figured out. You got to major in STEM. You got to work really hard. You got to get into a good college. You got to be at the top of your class in college. You got to go work at these really prestigious companies or become a doctor or whatever, and then you will be happy. And despite the fact that these Asian parents are pushing stuff on them so much, pushing this formula for success, what we actually see is that Asian Americans are killing themselves at an alarming rate. And so our society has lost sight of what purpose is. Like, we don't really know like what we're doing here. And so since we don't know what we're doing here, we have these like Sigma grind set kind of people that are like, I'm going to do all my grinding up front. But is that really the point of life? No one knows what we're doing here. And why is that? So the first thing that we have to understand is that a sense of purpose can't be given to you, right? It has to come from within. And if it could be given to you, then all the Asian American kids would be doing great because their parents are clearly giving them a sense of purpose. They're handing it to them on a silver platter. They're shoving it down their throat. They're saying, this is what you should do. This is what you should do. This is what you should do. But that doesn't work. Fundamentally, it doesn't work, right? And so then the question is, okay, like, so if it comes from within, like, what do we mean by that, right? So if a sense of purpose comes from within, like, look within yourself. Are we talking kind of like Oprah book club, like, oh, you got to like look within yourself and like, you got to like, oh, like look so far within yourself and see, you find your purpose. Is that kind of what we're talking about? Well, sort of, but I think it's way more scientific and way more like simple than that. It's not some weird, deep spiritual journey. We'll talk a little bit about that, but it's like literally our sense of purpose comes from within. If our sense of purpose comes from within, then why is it that more and more people are losing sight of that? Well, what's changed in the last 20 years? Let's take a look at it. So what's changed in the last 20 years is essentially an acceleration of technology. And what does technology actually do? So if we kind of think about it, what's happening in our society right now? The most fundamental major change that has happened in our society is that we have externalized our attention. So I don't know if you're like me, but this is something that I absolutely used to do. So when I was in med school, I needed to optimize things, right? So I had audiobooks, I had like audio lectures on my MP3 player, right? Because back then I had an MP3 player back in the day, 12 years ago. And so what I would do is I'd wake up in the morning and I'd turn on some kind of audio book or something like that, right? Like podcast or something. And then I'd be like cooking and listening to something. Then I'd walk to the train and I'm listening to something. And then I get on the train and I'm like reading something, or maybe I'm on my Kindle or something like that. Then I'm at class and I'm paying attention there. And so every moment of my day, my attention is externalized. I'm listening to a podcast, I'm on social media, I'm playing a video game, I'm watching something. Even when I'm on the toilet, like the scariest thing in the world is going to the toilet without your phone, right? Because like, oh my God, what are we going to do then? So if we really look at it fundamentally, what is the change in technology? What change has technology wrought in our brains and on society? It has externalized our attention. So 100 years ago, we used to be like more attentional to our internal stimuli. And what's really interesting is there are some places where even technology has not figured out how to break into. So a great example of this is shower thoughts, right? The shower is the one place, because if things get wet, then we can't take our technology in there, where we have these really profound thoughts. We think so much in the shower and we start to make all these like amazing realizations in the shower. And why is that? Is there something biochemical or physiological about the heat and the water, or maybe you take cold showers, that sort of triggers all these profound thoughts? No, it's actually like this is the only time that we're able to be with ourselves. This is the only time of the day that we're actually able to pay attention to ourselves. And so since we've lost touch with our inner voice, we don't really know what we think, we've struggled to find purpose. And how does that work? So let me give you all an example. So let's say I'm trying to figure out what I want to eat. And I'm trying to figure out what kind of food I like. Like, what kind of food do I want to eat in this world? But imagine for a moment that my tongue was completely numb and I couldn't taste anything, or my nose was clogged, because 70% of taste actually comes from your olfactory nerves. But whatever, all that stuff is numb. I got some COVID, got some olfactory problems, whatever, right? I can't taste anything. And so then how do you imagine I'm going to try to figure out what food I like? So what I end up doing, if my internal senses are numb, I'm going to look at someone else. I'm going to see someone else. I see, oh, wow, they're eating a hamburger. That looks great. I'm going to eat that. Look at that. They're enjoying their hamburger. They're taking these big bites. It's so juicy. It looks amazing. And then I decide, okay, I'm going to eat a hamburger. So I take the first bite of a hamburger. I don't taste anything. I finish the hamburger. I'm like, you know what? That doesn't really work for me. So I'm going to look at someone else. I see, oh, wow, that person's got some ice cream. Look at that. They're like licking the ice cream. It looks really awesome. It's so colorful. It's got sprinkles on top. That looks totally lit. Let me do that. And then I try the ice cream, but I'm numb, so I can't taste anything. And so what ends up happening? I go through life looking at what makes other people happy, and then I try to duplicate it, hoping that I myself will become happy. Not happy. I'll enjoy the food, right? This is what happens. And if we look at literally, there's like neuroscience evidence of this, that if you look at what technology usage does, it doesn't matter if it's social media, video games, whatever, it numbs our emotional circuitry. It literally shuts down our ability to like be in touch with ourselves.
Good morning, yeah. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday morning. We're just hanging out listening to our morning speaker, Dr. K, this morning.
So we know that playing a video game for even a brief period of time will suppress our amygdala and our limbic system, the emotional circuits of our brain. We will like literally suppress those internal signals, which is exactly why we use the internet. So when I'm feeling bad about myself and I have too much work to do and I'm feeling overwhelmed, what am I going to do to fix that? I'm going to go look at cat videos. Because the second I open up a cat video, I suppress all of my internal signals. And this is precisely what's going on. We're going through life trying to figure out what we want to do. We're looking outside of ourselves for possible answers. We see this person is enjoying a burger. We see that person is enjoying ice cream. But the whole time we are actively numbing our tongue and our olfactory senses. So none of it seems to work. And when none of it seems to work, this is how we end up with people developing the Sigma grind set. Think about this for a second, okay? People who are doing the Sigma grind set and want to retire early, what are they actually saying? They don't even know what they're going to do after they retire. They don't even know that they're going to enjoy retirement. But like, think about that, right? Because you haven't retired. You don't know what it's like to be retired for 5 years. You think it's going to be great because you imagine all of these freedoms and stuff, but you don't actually know how that's going to work. I worked with a ton of people who have actually retired, and then what do they do after 2 or 3 years? They get bored and they come out of retirement. So we end up going through life looking at what appears to make other people happy and then chasing after that, all the while numbing ourselves. And this is where we're particularly vulnerable, because if we look at things like social media and influencers, they play completely into that, right? So how do you become a successful influencer? How do you become successful on social media? You live the good life. You demonstrate to other people that I'm going to be in shape and look at me and I'm doing all this stuff and like I'm ripped and like I'm going to like have lots of fun with my friends and we're going to go to the beach and we're going to do this and we're going to do this. And like everyone's laughing and everyone's like, yeah, like, oh my God, they're living the high life. And then you're sitting at home, you're watching that. And you're like, I want that too. Those people are happy. Social media completely amplifies this sort of idea that I can look at other people and they are showing me the recipe for happiness. They're showing me how to find purpose. But it doesn't work because we try to monkey see, monkey do. We try to replicate what we see, but it doesn't seem to work for us. Why? Because we're numb. So the next question becomes, how do we unnumb ourselves? And once we're able to do that, life will change drastically, right? So if you can start to taste again, it can become really, really easy to figure out what you enjoy eating. All you need to do is be able to taste. So how do we actually go about doing that? So this is where we've got to talk for a second about boredom, okay? So the first thing to understand is like, what is the purpose of boredom? So if we think about it, when we start to feel bored, what is our antidote to boredom? Our antidote to boredom is usually some kind of external stimulation. So what is boredom actually? Boredom is a stimulation-seeking emotional state. So our mind has figured out, hey, if we're not getting the stimulation that we want, what I'm going to do is make this person feel bored. And once they start to feel bored, we are going to seek some kind of external stimulation, which will then relieve the boredom. Because as long as we're getting stimulated from the outside, we won't feel bored. Furthermore, if we're getting stimulated from the outside, what we're going to be doing is suppressing all of our internal signals. So then the question kind of becomes, okay, how can I start reconnecting with my internal signals? And this is where if you want to start listening to your internal voice, what you actually need to do is stop drowning it out from the outside. So this is where we have to understand a little bit about where thoughts come from, right? So the thoughts in our mind come from two places. They can either come from our sensory organs or something like internally, memory or things like that. So if you kind of think about, what are you excited about today? Are you excited about seeing a particular movie or playing a particular game or eating a particular food? How did you have that excitement? Where did that thought come from? Chances are it came from a sensory organ. And as long as we are being bombarded by the sensory organs, it's going to be very hard for our internal thoughts to actually arise. This is further compounded by the fact that oftentimes when our internal thoughts arise, they kind of like arise in a negative way. So the first thing that comes out of our mind tends to be kind of negative. So if I'm sitting there laying awake at night and trying to go to sleep, I'm not going to think happy thoughts at the beginning, right? I'm going to start to think a little bit about how much I have to do. I'm going to start to feel overwhelmed. So the other reason that we want to numb ourselves is the first layer of internal voice is usually unpleasant. It's negative emotions that we've suppressed. And so what do we kind of do about this? And this is what's kind of interesting is we kind of know societally that like people will go and find their purpose, right? And how do they do that? Well, they go like on these journeys of self-discovery and they find themselves. So we know like this is not only a trope, like people actually go and do this. I kind of did it, right? So I went to India and I spent 3 months in an ashram. And we know that people will go on these like year-long wanderlust, sabbatical kind of things. Sometimes people will take a gap year. And what do they do in their gap year? They like go travel the world and they hike and they go mountain climbing and all this kind of stuff. And we know that once people do this kind of thing, they come back to life. 6 months later, a year later, their hair has grown out. They have a beard, presumably if they're a dude, sometimes women, and then they've got this like piercing look in their eyes and they're like rugged and they've like discovered themselves. And so let's understand that for a second scientifically, like, wait a minute. So we know this kind of happens. And even within you, there may be a yearning to go find yourself. And then the question kind of begins, okay, hold on a second. What's the mechanism to this? What's the science behind this? Why do you have to travel in the Himalayas to go find yourself? Because aren't you with you all the time? Well, the answer is actually no, right? So in the world that we actually exist in, you're not with you. In fact, you have so much digital stimulation that you're far, far, far away from you, which also explains why you can go find yourself in the Himalayas. So when you go hiking for 6 months, what happens to your indriyas, your sense organs? What happens to your sensory input? When you're hiking for 8 hours, like you're not getting constant sensory input, right? Like you just can't. So sure, you're seeing things like maybe there's a beautiful mountain somewhere or a lake or whatever. But for the most part, you're kind of walking and just being with yourself. And so the process of finding yourself involves reducing external stimulation. And as you start to reduce external stimulation, stuff starts to come up. You get attuned to your inner voice. This is exactly what happened to me in the ashram. So I sit there and I meditate for like 8 hours, and like stuff starts to come up, stuff starts to come up, stuff starts to come up. And this is also why people like going on meditation retreats. Because when you go on a meditation retreat, you are with yourself and you are away from the rest of the world. You've unplugged. And when you unplug from the rest of the world, that's when you hear your inner voice. And so it's kind of interesting because even this trope sort of makes sense, right? So what is the mechanism through which going on a self-discovery journey helps you find purpose? Because there's got to be a scientific mechanism, right? It's not just like a literary trope that is glorified in movies. Like people actually go and do this. And the mechanism is that we get away from this external stimuli so we can hear our internal voice. And so if you're kind of sitting at home and thinking to yourself, well, like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to go understand myself by going on a hiking journey? If you want to go for it, go for it. You can do like silent meditation retreats or whatever, but we're going to teach y'all just a very simple technique today, which is to reach the end of thought. You may say, like, what does that mean? What is the end of thought? So if you close your eyes, what's going to happen is you'll have thoughts, right? Thoughts will arise, thoughts will arise, thoughts will arise. And you'll notice a particular pattern to the thoughts. Most of the thoughts will be related to something external to you. They're not anything about what you want. They're about things that you're going to need to do, or they manifest as desires, which you may think is what you want, but that desire will also be born of an external stimulus. It's not something that you care about. You may say, I want to eat this, or I want to play this, or whatever. Then what you're going to notice is there's a period of intense boredom where your mind is struggling for stimulation. And so you'll feel very, 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 very intensely bored. And remember, what is boredom? Boredom is an attempt by your brain to get that hit of dopamine. This is why it makes boredom so damn uncomfortable. So if we think about the sensations within ourselves that prompt us to action, that force us into action, all of those sensations are uncomfortable. Hunger is uncomfortable. Thirst is uncomfortable. And so why does our body make us feel uncomfortable? To bludgeon us into acting. And what's the biggest club it's got? It's actually boredom. So the second phase that you're going to experience is intense, intense boredom. But then something magical will happen if you can make it through that phase. If you cannot give into the boredom, and once you know what the boredom is trying to do, you can start to have some power over it. You will find that the thoughts are going to be very rapid at the beginning, and then they'll start to slow down. Slow down, slow down, slow down. And if you're lucky, you will reach the end of thought. So how long does it take to reach the end of thought? It kind of depends. But once you reach the end of thought, because remember, thoughts can come from the outside, then all you will be left with are the internal impulses. What you will have done is stopped numbing yourself and actually will be hypersensitive to internal drivers, internal goals, internal values. And the cool thing is once you get centered in those, then you can start crafting a life around them, right? Once I know from within me what I am looking for from life, once I stop listening to influencers or my Asian American parents or looking at other people like my friends or older siblings or whatever and what they've done with their life, and instead of trying to duplicate that, I'm listening to myself, then I can start to align a life out of my values. And something really magical happens there, which is that once you discover what you want from life, it's not about what is the purpose of life. This is also a misnomer. There is not a purpose or what is the purpose of life. This is kind of wild, but it's my belief that the purpose of life is not in life, it's in you. It's individualized. And this is like the big scam is that we are like, what's the purpose of life? Like, let's go ask someone really wise, right? Because if we ask someone really wise, they'll be able to give us the answer. But the whole point is that you're an individual, that you are living your life. And so if you want to make the most of it, you have to understand what you want out of it. And so in order to do that, reach the end of thought, right? And you may say, well, practically, how do I do that? Do I sit there for a while? You can sit there for a while. You can go on a long hike if you want to. You don't have to reach the end of thought all at once. So you can sit there and go on a 10-day silent meditation retreat if you want to. You can go on a hiking trip. Those are fantastic. Or you can just sit down with yourself, you know, for half an hour, whatever. Do I have to stay in lotus posture? No, you don't have to stay in lotus posture. Go for a walk and just let the thoughts run out. They will run out of steam. There'll be boredom. And then after that, you'll discover what you want. And once you discover your purpose, then you can start to align your life around it. And once you start aligning your life out of purpose, a couple of things happen. The first thing that happens is that you are able to tolerate the difficulties of life. So why is it that it's hard to do hard things? It's because it's not worth it, right? Anytime there's a challenge, if you really listen to people, what's their resistance? I don't know if it's worth it or not. But once you're aligned with your purpose, it will actually become worth it, right? Because now you know why you're doing it. Now you can afford to wake up at 6 a.m. every day because you actually care about what you're studying. This is caring for life, makes it so much easier to live and so much more enjoyable. So in order to really figure out how to make life easy, I don't think you should adopt the anti-work view of, is this all life is? I think it's a good question. And I don't think you should adopt the Sigma grind set view, which is just, hey, let me work and work and work and work and work so that I can be successful later and then I can have this gravy train like this pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I don't think it works. I've worked with those people. They reach the end of the rainbow. They enjoy themselves for a couple of years. And they come into my office and they're like, I don't know what I'm doing with life. And then we go on this journey. The thing is, you don't have to wait until, you don't have to sacrifice the best years of your life to discover that purpose is not financial security. That purpose is so much more. You can actually start that today. In fact, you need to start it today. And if you can discover what your purpose is through this technique, if you can understand this, then so many things will become easy. I know it's not practical for people to go to an ashram in India or go hiking in the mountains for 10 days, which is exactly why we built a coaching program. Our program is actually designed to help people find a sense of purpose. And what we tend to see is about a 58% increase in a client's sense of purpose in life at about 12 weeks. And what we've really found in our central hypothesis is that once you find a reason to get out of bed in the morning, once you find a reason to get off of the internet, once you find a reason to actually be motivated to do things that are difficult for you, that's what actually makes it easy for you to accomplish your goals.
That was fucking good. I think we've listened to that one time or two, but I love it. It's so true. The purpose of life comes from within. Nobody can give you that purpose.
Man bear minute. So this one kind of hit home because I'm going through that, and I keep hearing a lot of really good inspirational quotes. And one of them that I heard lately is, you're struggling because you're going through the change that is necessary that you need to like get to your goals. And I really feel that right now. Like, not going to go into it, but I just, I threw out a lot of money to get my vehicle fixed. And that was kind of, just a big hit because, that was the one check we were going to get to keep, just kind of have, you know what I mean? That one, because this month, like a lot of our shows, we got 4 or 5 shows. I got 3 paychecks this month. So I was all, pumped and shit. So when Dr. K was talking about the individualism, it's really hard to navigate the emotional, the physical, the work life, and as you know, Beanz, I agree with about 75% of Dr. K because everybody's situation is different. Are you employed? Are you unemployed?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I've listened to Dr. K for years and years and years, and he's so fucking wise, and the way he presents things, it's just easy to understand. I don't know. You're good, you're fine. Hope you're having a wonderful morning. Yeah, I don't know. So what's everybody got planned for the day? Oh, go ahead, member.
Sorry, I was gonna say he talks about, finding your path to hike on, like he made a good point about, it's not always possible to go on that hike or to go camping or, to turn off what you want to call social media or whatever. But you got to try to do something, like he said, it's hard. It goes to the individual person. You have to actually put that effort out, or, you get into some kind of a routine where I have 3 family members who retired. When we were talking about that part, that's what I was trying to remember, is they did come out of retirement, not just because they were bored, but because they didn't have good hobbies before they retired. Do you know what I mean? So what I was trying to get at is you got to have some interest before you're ready to stop working, if that's the person you are. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's sailing or you want to travel, you know what I mean, Beanz? Like, have a goal in mind so that if that ever happens, you're like, oh, I've wanted that for 30 years. Yeah, let's go. If it's a cruise or, you know what I mean, Disneyland, fuck, it could be anything. Go to see a NASCAR race. I don't know. Fuck.
I feel like if you wait until retirement to enjoy your life, you miss a lot of life. But
I feel like sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't. But I mean, like everybody has their own plan and their own way of doing things, and I respect that as well. So I'm not gonna be like, you gotta do this. Like if you fucking got it figured out, that's good. Like cool. Like I don't mean that in a shitty way. Like for real, real. That's dope.
That's like I know you and I disagree on. You're like I'm not giving anybody advice. I only give people advice if I've lived through it. But you know, it makes a difference when you have things like Dr. K or positive people around you too. Like it's you got to surround yourself around people that lift you up, you know, and when they're there for the good and the bad times, which is hard to find these days because just like he was saying, a lot of people just get stuck in the, you know, all the online stuff, and I do too. I'm guilty of that too.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Try to,
I don't know. I've always thought like I'm nobody's mom, and I'm not a teacher. I'm in no place to you know, like I have plenty of my own struggles, and so like I'm in no place to like tell somebody or judge somebody based on how they're, you know what I mean? Like, you know, absolutely not. I don't know.
You know what I mean? And like you were just saying, judge not before ye be judged. If I'd been judged for it before, I could maybe talk about it. Do you know what I mean? For real. Like
I always like to quote, before you judge somebody, walk a mile in their shoes, because then they're a mile away. And you
like, hey, I can tell you this, Beanz. I could teach you how to kick flip any day of the week.
I love that quote.
It's good, man. Oh, sorry, I'm a little excited.
No, you're good. All right, let's play a song and we'll see where we're at with our morning.
Yeah, man. Much love, brother.
Cheers, cheers, everybody. Such a great song.
It is. My mom likes that song.
Yeah,
I love Tommy James Shondells. Got a lot of good hits.
I love older music because I grew up with the older generation. I didn't grow up with like my mom's generation. I grew up with like my grandma and grandpa's generation. So like my first music was like opera, Frank Sinatra. You know, like I know more about the three tenors than I know about Blink-182.
Yeah.
You know, like I used to buy them opera CDs for Christmas. That was okay. So when you're a kid, did you ever like to do funny things, but nice things to your family? I don't know. I like to buy my 2 aunts and my grandma the same thing for Christmas, and then like have them open it all at the same time because they like the same music. So I'd grab them like the same movie or the same CD, and then I'd be like, "Haha, I was really cheesy on Christmas. Like I bought you all the same shit." It was like 3 for $9, or you know what I mean? Like fucking, it was at a gas station. No, yeah, great song.
I don't know, we'll probably play one more song and then say our farewells and call it a morning.
Sounds good, guys. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, I hope everybody's having a dope-ass Tuesday morning. I hope everybody's ready for some Guardians of Unity this afternoon. I hope everybody's ready for some Talking Token Tunes tonight. Let's go. Cheers, everyone.
Trees swaying in the summer breeze, showing off their silver leaves as we walk by. Soft kisses on a summer's day, laughing all our cares away, just you and I. Sweet, sleepy warmth of summer nights, gazing at the distant lights in the starry sky. They say that all good things must end someday. Autumn leaves must fall. But don't you know that it hurts me so to say goodbye to you? Wish you didn't have to go. No, 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 no. When the rain beats against my window pane, I'll think of summer days again and dream of you. They say that all good things must end someday. Autumn leaves must fall. But don't you know that it hurts me so to say goodbye to you? Wish you didn't have to go. No, 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 no. And when the rain beats against my window pane, I'll think of summer days again and dream of you. And dream of you.
That's so great. So you saw the guys pull up in the other truck. It's definitely the crew truck. That pickup they just pulled up, that's definitely the foreman's pickup.
Yeah.
That was a nice ass sport. The other one was just a typical F-350 sport truck, work truck. Good morning, Kelsey. How are you, dear? Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday morning. Oh, you're good, Yvonne.
Good morning.
And right now they're both going, fuck. That means we have to start shit. They were just chilling, drinking coffee, bullshitting.
So you want to hear something funny quick? I had a boss when I was roofing, and he was obsessed with that. You know that French vanilla drink you can get from a gas station? Like, it's not coffee. It's just like French vanilla cappuccino, whatever. Yeah. He was obsessed with it. Like, he had to have it. And all of a sudden, one day we came in, and there was like a not in service sign. And he was like, what the fuck? He was like, no, we're not going to work today. Like, we will not work without my French vanilla. And I was like, are you serious, man? We had to go like 3 miles away to get him some damn French vanilla so we could like go to work.
Hey, I hope Ollie has a good day at school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have a good day.
Much love.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead and smoke one more and call it a morning.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Much love to all you amazing people that have tuned in this morning. It's been a great morning so far. I I'm baked. Make sure you are following everybody on the Cove production team. You don't want to miss out what they got going on each every day. Let's go. And it's fucking Token Tunes tonight. Let's fucking go. Stay lifted, stay positive, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all again.
That's right. You had Man Bear for an entire show, ladies and gentlemen. Much love, Beanz. Much love, Cornbread. I love getting up here, and I love that I got up here for an entire show. Awesome music. Awesome checking out 1977. I can't wait till next week. I hope I'm here for 1978. It's only getting better, folks. And like they said, it is Token Tunes. And we also got a little story time later. So make sure you spread some love and positivity. Do something nice for yourself, something nice for yourself, something nice for your friends. And you will see me this afternoon. I ain't going nowhere today.
Much love, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's been a dope-ass Tuesday morning. Hope to see everybody this afternoon for some Guardians of Unity. And don't miss out on tonight. It's totally terrific. Twisted Titty, Tie-Dye, Turkey Taco, Token Tunes Tuesday, everybody. Let's go. Last week for this playlist before we bust out a brand new playlist for June. Very excited. Let's fucking go. Much love, Vicki B. Great this day in history. Great Dr. K this morning. Dr. K is always on point. Please make sure you're following everybody on the Cove team from the one and only Sir Cops a Lot. Don't miss Token Tunes tonight. You can catch it only on Sir Cops a Lot's page. Make sure you're following the one and only Europe Entertainment. Don't miss out on any of those Rick Street mystery boxes, and make sure you check out the Europe Nanigans every Sunday morning. Make sure you're following the one and only Man Bear, Michael Huco. It's always great being able to hang out with you, man. Catch him on all the night shows and when he can on the morning shows and when he can on the afternoon. Much love, man. Make sure you're following the one and only Mac Productions. If you missed the interview last night, definitely go and check it out. It was a great interview. Much love, Magic. Healing Vibes with Jackzilla still. And there will definitely be a part 2 of that. We can't not. It was too good. Please make sure you're following Kelsey Dabbs, the Dabber Chick. Don't miss the Dabber Chick show every Wednesday. Tomorrow's going to be a good one. You don't want to miss out. And make sure you're following the one and only Cornbread. Catch her every morning on the morning show and on the Dabber Chick show and everywhere else she is. Much love, everybody. Thank you to everybody that helps support Cove-TV. Cove-TV is literally brought to you by viewers like yourself, and I could not do it all without. Hey, what up, Tim? Good morning, brother. Without the help from the Cove-TV subscribers and everybody that helps support the Cove. With that being said, I hope you all have an amazing, wonderful rest of your day, and we will see everybody this afternoon, Guardians of Unity, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss out. And I need like 30 seconds, probably not even that long. Hope you're having a good morning, Tim. It's odd seeing you up this early, brother. Cheers, everybody. Go ahead.
Happy 420 almost.
Oh, shit. Happy 420, everybody.
They told me the streets were all paved with gold, but these dirty sidewalks are gray and concrete cold. They said neon lights were a beautiful sight, but how about the one blinking in my room all night? In this magic town, where's the good life they said could be found? Where's the magic to make all my big dreams come true? I gotta find it, girl, before I send for you. They said in this town you get rich in no time, but here I am and I'm down to my last dime. I just don't know why I bother to try when nobody here gives a hang if I live or die. There is magic in this magic town. Where's the good find it, girl, before I send for you. If it can be found before I bring you to this magic town, this magic town, this magic town.
Much love, everybody. We'll catch you guys later.
Much love.